Get to the chopper now! When I'm walking in the stores, I can see those freaking mini RC cars everywhere now. But I don't rate it. I'm just completely addicted to these things. With a simple reason, because these tiny things are a lot of fun. So the scale, I think it's 1 on 24 if I'm saying it correctly. I'm a little bit confusing how big these things actually are. However, these tiny versions have all kinds of different, let's say, editions. We have seen with 2.4 GHz, like this particular one, and I can tell you I'm a big fan because the input delay is almost, so far I have noticed, nothing. So this is like the super fast light up Beetle, and this is an interesting overall concept that I didn't really see before. Most of these cheap cars don't have any features when it comes to, let's say, sounds or lights or some other moving parts, but this one comes with lights. So let's see how that will overall look inside of, let's say, a dark room. I pick it up. Oh yeah. Okay, so this thing was $6.99. Seriously, like $7. However, I even got like a deal of buying 2 of them for $5 each. Like, how cheap is that? Like $5 for an RC car. That's a lot of fun because we can just drive together with friends. And I think if you're going to be picking up multiple of these things, connecting the remotes with a certain, let's say, car, we can just do like this crazy match and just drive around. However, let's do a quick unboxing and let's see what we're getting. So when it comes to these products, you need to take considerations that I'm in the opinion that these are actually made for indoors. So they're like the great overall measurement, but I must say I'd love to test them out, these things, because sometimes where their size are great for indoor use, they're going to be giving a little bit of a problem because of the overall turning circle, because this is of course one of those things that are going to be a problem. I have seen some of these tiny cars have like this massive turning circle, making these things are completely like undrivable. So also with the controls, we find all kinds of different configurations. Okay, one thing is for sure is like most, I think 9 out of 10 of these things will have like a micro switch underneath. But I must say that this is not bad at all. Like, it's still a very tiny control, but this is comfortable. I think this is playable for a longer time period. So let's open it up, let's slip in some batteries. Battery-wise, you always need to get yourself a good brand, even where these are like smaller cars. If you want like the maximum fun experience, you need to get yourself good, let's say, heavy-duty batteries. I have the Panasonic Gold and the ones from the Action. Both are great. I've been having a lot of fun with them. But yeah, oh man, they're going to be draining a lot of batteries, these tiny RC cars. So you can buy yourself like a pack, because you're going to be needing a couple of them for the remote, but also a couple of them for the RC car itself, where the remote will not drain it like crazy, of course, because they're not going to be using a lot of power. So overall time for actually racing, I couldn't really figure out what is exactly the time I've been messing with it, but so far I've been driving with this thing for a couple of hours and I didn't notice anything when it comes to problems, but also when it comes to the overall, let's say, how long you can drive with it. You can even adjust it if this thing has some problems, if it goes automatically left or right, but the design itself is absolutely awesome. The LED feature is kind of cool. I must say that I have seen it before with bigger cars and it's really convenient, particularly if you're going to be driving outside or having a very dark room. This is so much easier to actually spot your RC car. So let's plug it in and connect it with the remote itself. Okay, first thing we're going to be doing is putting it on the desk, but I can tell you, whoa, this thing is really fast and, whoa, crap. Okay, so it actually survives. I must say these things are quite durable when it comes to that. So the overall performance of it, like, I don't really notice any input delay, and I'm gonna tell you that this is going to be a lot of fun. You know, this thing does have like a very fast overall, let's say, turning point. So yeah, this is no problem. It looks absolutely amazing. This is the actually like LED feature. If you're going to be putting it in dark, let's give it some light. Yeah, that was not a great example. Let's give it a little bit of different light. Let's see, how can I shut that one down? There we go. So yeah, the LED function is absolutely a very cool thing. But let's do a little bit of fun. Let's just drive around, and man, if you're just driving around now in this semi-dark room, you can see how bright this thing is. If you every single time you're going to be accelerating, you can see that this LED is actually dimming. I just made like a very basic track, nothing very fancy, but just wanted to see how this thing actually performs. So you do need a little bit of a space. I'm kind of surprised like how fast it turns, but oh crap, I'm bashing into my big box over there. But so far it seems to be absolutely fun. I just made a track out of RC cars. I think I'm actually the first user who actually did this, like make a freaking like track out of RC cars. But I would say that The only thing I did notice, like the responsiveness is great, but man, the resistance on this remote is a freaking nightmare. It makes it quite difficult to actually make it accurate. I think because of the resistance, it's going to be difficult, just really difficult to tweak, because what you're doing with a micro switch, you're going to be doing it on off on off on off, because there is no like of adjusting the sensitivity of going left or right, because like there are not potentiometers in this thing. So I think that's the biggest problem when it comes to the RC car. So the acceleration is absolutely a lot of fun. This thing accelerates like crazy, and we have of course seen it before. The new Beetle tiny RC car is absolutely fun, but the remote kinda ruins it because of the overall resistance. Yeah, I think there was always something we need to complain about, of course, but but at this point I'm more like, this is a really fun thing, but there are a gazillion different versions out there of these, like the 1/24, let's say, scale. But man, of the crazy invasion of different RC cars, I can tell you, this one does need a better remote, but the overall performance is absolutely awesome, and I love the LED feature.